And it was so lovely to hear your stories. Every person is different, every person is unique, and you all will have your unique story, your own ups and downs during education, after joining the professional world, and so on and so on. It's lovely to hear all the beautiful stories from all of you. Professors nehmi khub boltat. And the only time professors listen is when their students speak. And it's a matter of great joy for professors when we hear it back from the students. And so good to see the happy faces. Postgraduate diploma program in particular is a very practical, very hands-on segment of education. And although we have been running the conventional programs, the MTech and PhD and integrated MTech PhD, this was an experiment. And I think, by the way, this is very informal. So please start having your poha, otherwise they thanda hoon jayega. This is very informal. You can imagine that you have switched off your camera and I'm not looking at you. But please enjoy your poha while you are listening to me. And don't worry, I will not be very long. Naither ek tasacha lecture doesn't. But it's lovely, and postgraduate diploma programs are very practical programs. They are meant for giving you the skill sets required to getting placed in the professional world. And it was indeed very challenging because COVID, the pandemic, it has disrupted the entire world. After close to 150 odd years, Wimbledon was cancelled for the first time. Crazy stuff. The whole world was caught up in a situation, and it was a very awkward, very ugly situation. And particularly in academia, it was even more challenging because in academics, the interaction, one-on-one interaction between students and faculty members with machines, with labs, is so much very important. And in spite of pandemic, in spite of the restrictions, you all could cope up so well with your curriculum. I would like to make a special mention of all the faculty members, and particularly Nimbalkar sir. We are missing him very dearly today. But all the faculty members, they really have put in great amount of efforts. It was not easy at all. And easier said than done. Fun to watch the videos like this. But in reality, it was really very difficult. It was very challenging. And it was even more challenging for students. Because for you, it was mental struggle. So much so it was intellectual struggle. So intellectually, you obviously had to understand the concepts and go through this stuff and so on and so forth. But I think it was more challenging mentally. It was important to keep up the morale. It was important to be connected with your faculty members, and you did that relentlessly. So I would like to really congratulate you. The meaning of Industry 4, in my opinion, is ability to adapt. How agile you are, how quickly you can adapt to a situation. And probably you might know the historical relevance behind Industry 4. Hey, by the way, you please start having your... I mean it. तुम्ही सुरू करा म्हणजे ते सुरू करा. And we all know the historical importance. So the Chinese manufacturing setups, they really started dominating the market. And so the Europeans, they wanted to shift the gears from scaling to skilling. And that's why skill sets, skilling is going to be very important. Very soon, every product will be different. So you can think of Maruti Swift, but it will be different for every single customer. You can customize your vehicle, and that's why skilling is going to play a very important role in coming few days. There are walks of technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning, and ma'am is heading that section. And these are also going to play a very important role. The machines are getting smarter, and very soon they will become intelligent. And while we talk about artificial intelligence, we should not forget the biological intelligence, the human intelligence. We all are born as intelligent beings, and we should not forget that as well. But if you really want to carve out success stories in era of Industry 4.0, it's very important to be agile. Your ability to adapt is going to be the key. So make sure that you remain students for the whole of your life. You keep adapting to the newer technological trends that would emerge. The technology has become so transient that what is relevant today may go completely obsolete after 6 months or 3 months. So technology has become that fast and that transient. So let's make sure that we adapt to these newer technological trends, and I'm sure you will do that. Unfortunately, the educational pattern that we run in our schools, it rarely gives us opportunity to be inquisitive and curious and ask interesting questions. And I always give these examples to my students, and these are just teasers. Sometimes the whole examination pattern is so memory oriented that you have to memorize and reproduce at the time of examination. And the ability to understand and comprehend and ask questions and think about it and come up with your own independent style of thinking, sometimes it takes backseat, and we should not forget that. Just to share the teasers with you and make you aware of how insensitive we have gone to this art of asking interesting questions. I always give 2 examples, and in fact these are the questions I used to ask as a small kid, never got satisfactory answers. The first one is connected with the concept of keeping time, and the second one is connected with the concept of keeping up with the space. And the first question is, why do we have 60 seconds in a minute? So what is so special about 60? The very fundamental unit of keeping the time, we get it from nature. There are quartz crystals and they oscillate with certain frequency, and we get the fundamental unit of keeping up with the time. But why 60 seconds in a minute? Why 60 minutes in an hour? What is so special about 60? Why not 10 seconds or 10 minutes in an hour? We all follow decimal systems, so 10 or 100 or 1000 would make sense. What is so special about 60? And the second question I used to ask was, why do we get odd number of days in the month of February? Is it not really strange and logically illogical? And again, we work in machine learning and we write algorithms, and we say algorithms are iterative and they march on towards the optimum solution. So marching on is a very popular saying in English. So why not begin our calendar from March, and then March and April and May, and as we are in the 7th month, in Sanskrit 7 is Sapta, that gives us September, and 8 is Ashta, leading us to October, and 9 is Navam, giving us November, 10 is Dasham, giving us December, and now Feb becomes the 12th and the last month. So now it makes sense to have odd number of days in Feb, provided we start our calendar in March. Otherwise, why 28? Is it not really strange? Is it not really logically illogical? And we should ask these questions. It's important to ask interesting questions. But somewhere from the school days, सांगितलं जातं ना की don't ask questions, विचारू नकोस, पाठ कर. आणि so even subjects like mathematics, students, they mug up the things. It is so unfortunate. By the way, is there anybody who doesn't understand Marathi? सगळ्यांना कळतं ना मराठी? Everybody follows, okay. So मी 10वीत असताना आम्हाला एक शेअर्सचा धडा होता गणिताच्या पुस्तकात, आणि माझ्या बहुतेक सगळ्या मित्रांनी 10च गणित होती, त्यात ती 10च्या 10 गणित पाठ केली होती, गणित. आणि त्याच्यात एक गणित होतं की शुभम आणि पुष्कर यांची एक कंपनी असते आणि त्यांचे शेअर्स, आणि तो शेअर्सचाच धडा होता स्टॉक मार्केटचा. आणि पेपरात आम्हाला जे गणित आलं त्यात राम आणि श्याम यांची कंपनी असते. तर माझ्या बहुतेक सगळ्या मित्रांनी उत्तर लिहिलं की प्रश्न चुकला आहे. कंपनी पुष्कर आणि शुभमची आहे, ती राम आणि श्यामची नाही. त्यामुळे घोकमपट्टीची इतकी सवय लागते अनफॉर्च्युनेटली. आपल्याकडे स्कॉलरशिप प्रोग्राम्स असतात शाळेत. अँड इफ यू सी द डिक्शनरी मिनिंग ऑफ अ स्कॉलर, स्कॉलर याचा अर्थ व्यासंगी, अ पर्सन हु इज वेल रेड, ज्याचं वाचन खूप आहे. बट दॅट स्कॉलर पर्सन मे नॉट बी brilliant or bright student. I am saying may not be. He also could be. May not be a person who likes to go out of the box. And unfortunately, आपल्याकडे अशा opportunities खूप कमी आहेत. But let's together create those opportunities. This is your department. So keep coming back. Although you are placed in companies and you'll keep rising up in your professional career, keep coming back to the department. Keep giving us the feedback. We want to make sure that these courses, they get better and better, so that the next batches, they will get better and better opportunities. So तुम्ही सगळेजण कनेक्टेड राहा, डिपार्टमेंटला मदत करत राहा, तुमचा फीडबॅक देत राहा. नाव यू विल बी मोर अपडेटेड दॅन अस, बिकॉज यू विल बी वर्किंग इन द करंट सिनारिओ. त्यामुळे कीप गिव्हिंग युअर व्हॅल्युएबल फीडबॅक. विल कीप इव्हॉल्विंग आवर सिलेबस अकॉर्डिंगली. And let's create courses which are very relevant to what's happening in industry. I once again take this opportunity and thank all of you. Believe me, students, it's so good to see all of you in person. तुमचे happy faces आणि the joy and satisfaction on faces of your professors. कारण professorची ही दौलत असते. Your students becoming successful, carving out niches in their professional careers. So the joy and satisfaction that I am seeing on faces of all the professors, that is also out of this world. And thank you so very much for your time today. असंच आपण भेटत राहू. So this is just the beginning. आणि we'll keep meeting, keep coming back to the department. We want you to become successful in your careers. कुठेतरी कोणीतरी CEO होईल एखाद्या कंपनीचा. कोणीतरी कधीतरी 4 वर्षांनी म्हणेल की नाव आय वॉन्ट टू हॅव माय ओन स्टार्टअप. समवन विल कम अप विथ अ पाथ ब्रेकिंग रिसर्च इन इलेक्ट्रिक मोबिलिटी. आणि मग आम्ही असेच म्हातारे झालेले सगळे शिक्षक तुमची पेटंट्स, तुमचे अल्गोरिदम्स, तुम्ही काढलेले पाथवेज हे पुढच्या स्टुडंट्सना शिकवत असू. So let's keep working on those things. Again, a big thank you, and this is your department. Keep coming back to the department. Thank you.